was startling to hear Sam tell them how even getting to a level as high as his wasn't enough to carry a Force Wolf. Though James knew that Sam wasn't the strongest amongst the older adventurers, Sam was still significantly stronger than Kate. "I guess you need to aim for level 40? James said to Kate casually. Sighing, Kate said, "Sure, just make it sound like something I just need to try and put more effort into." She snorted at James's comment. Maya laughed at Kate's comment while James cracked a grin. James knew that reaching level 40 wasn't something that could be accomplished with just a bit more effort. It would require her to consume higher quality ingredients to increase the amount of energy inside of her, but such things would cost an exorbitant amount of guild points. At least, for this request, the guild is taking care of all the expenses, James thought to himself. To Kate, he said, "We need to go to locations that serve high-quality dishes for you to eat." Sam laughed at the comment that James made, overhearing the conversation. Kate grabbed the Force Wolf just like how Sam had done with the other one. The only difference was how much help she needed from James and Maya. She loudly grunted as she lifted up the monster off the ground. Even though he had carried the monster, James thought the wolf weighed more than it had due to the angle they were lifting the creature. "Maybe we should have cut away some of the meat before doing this," Maya complained. The three of them awkwardly lifted up the wolf. Once it was lifted, they shuffled over to where the tripod was located. Looking over at the tripod, James saw that Rahl was already waiting for them. While carrying the wolf, the sound of knives cutting into flesh could be heard. "I guess they're already in the process of dismantling the wolf," James thought as he breathed heavily from carrying the heavy monster. "You'll need to lift it higher if you want me to secure this thing," Rahl said. Grunting and finding whatever strength was left in him, James grabbed the flesh of the monster and lifted the creature. The higher the wolf was raised, the more his muscles screamed in protest. His body seemed to be complaining about needing to work so hard, even after the fight with the monster and having to climb the tree. "We can do this," Kate said through clenched teeth as she put in more effort. Maya made quiet screaming noises. The wolf was lifted higher as the three of them desperately tried to get to the point where Rahl would be able to secure the monster. Each second felt as though it lasted for hours as James made sure not to lower the wolf. Is it high enough? James questioned himself. A part of him was worried that they need to raise it even more, but he didn't know if he'd be able to fulfill a request like that. James didn't know how much longer he could hold up the wolf. Feeling as though his arms were being torn from their sockets, his hands sweated and he had to grip the wolf harder. He could feel it beginning to slip. A panic began welling up inside of him. "I can't let it drop," James yelled at himself. The moment that he let go of the wolf, the others wouldn't be able to bear the added weight. With such information in his head, James could only mentally scream from the pain.